I don't know. I was trying to be all sad. All right. Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the next episode in the Ultimate Smash Bros. DLC tournament. I am your host, Slackerz. So, you guys probably know why I was trying to be upset. But anyway, basically, quick rundown if you need a refresher, reminder, or if you're new. This is basically a tournament for fun. All right. Keep that in mind when voting, when talking to other people in the comments. Just for fun. No need to attack anybody. Have some civilized conversations, if you will. Put it that way, all right? It's all for fun, all right? But anyway, it's a tournament. Basically, if you know how tournaments work, you know, people fight each other. That's fighting, apparently. But people fight each other in a tournament, and then there's a winner and there's a loser. And basically, this whole tournament goes on until we have one ultimate winner of the whole thing. So each day on my channel, I upload one of these matchups from the tournament. As long as there's a matchup to upload for the day, I will do that. And then I talk about the two characters in the comments. In the comments? No, I talk about them in the video. You guys talk about them in the comments. I might even talk to some of you guys in the comments about the characters. But basically, I talk about the two characters. And then down in the comments, we vote for one of the two characters in the matchup for the day that we would personally like to see as a DLC character in Smash Ultimate. Now, you only get one vote per person. Only one vote per person, alright? Just gotta make that clear. But the rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. Somebody's getting eliminated today once I show these results here in a minute. But if there's ever a tie in the voting, flip a coin on camera, best and fairest way to break the tie. And if there's, each matchup, voting-wise, only lasts for just 1 week. That way we continue to get results. Matches keep coming out. And, yeah, we just have fun with it that way. So, again, remember, it's for fun. Only one vote per person. And let's do this, right? Let's go over the results. Last week's matchup was Waluigi taking on Spyro the Dragon. Yeah, you guys know who won. He's in the title. That means he wins. So, congrats to Spyro. Moves on. Spyro always does pretty well in these tournaments, so congrats to Spyro. But Spyro wins 45 votes to just 27 for Waluigi, so Wally has been eliminated from this tournament. So that means Spyro moves on today to face Captain Syrup. And again, keep in mind, we're in the loser bracket, so whoever loses this matchup as well will be eliminated from the tournament. So let's get right into the matchup. Well, who's the dude? I get people that tell me sometimes that I look like... who is it? Keemstar? Is he the dude that does the "Let's get right into the news"? Is that the same guy? I don't remember. I don't know. Either way, apparently I look like Keemstar. I don't know. I don't think so, but whatever. Let's get to the matchup, though. Captain Syrup. Wow, she's made it pretty far in the tournament. She got to... What was it? I want to check that. Was that the Final Four in the winner's bracket? Was that where she was? She was in the, Final Four in the winner's bracket where she lost to Ryu Hayabusa, who was in yesterday's matchup. If you haven't voted for that one, go do that. The video's on the channel. That's the winner bracket championship. Ryu's taking on Shantae, but let's go back to today's matchup. Captain Syrup. I figured, at least in my opinion, Captain Syrup's been a surprise for the tournament. A delightful surprise. I like that. And back over a year ago, when I started my first tournament I ever did, Captain Syrup wasn't a part of it, but the point that I did for the tournament was to have a place where people can come and just kind of like support different sort of characters. And, you know, it was kind of a way for me to engage in the community's overall interest, and I guess for you guys to come here and maybe even be surprised yourself at some characters that are getting support, whether it might be a little, whether it might be a lot. And that's what I love about this. Captain Syrup wasn't really a character that I kind of even thought of, to be honest. I mean, her name popped up, but it's not like, all right, yeah, I don't think there's any follow. This has proven me, like, I don't want to say it's proven me wrong, but in a way, it's kind of proven me wrong. That, like, look, there's a character out there that I've heard of, but it's not, maybe I don't think she's a big character, but nah, hey, people are coming through and voting for her. That's what's great about this. I love this. Thank you guys for always coming back and voting. Thank you. Even if you only stop by for like one matchup, still thank you. Even though if you only stop by for one matchup, you're probably not watching this video. Anyway, Captain Syrup, why does she make sense for Smash Bros? Big thing. A couple big things, actually. She is first party, which means Nintendo gets all the profits, right? Nintendo's a company. I always say this about first-party characters because that's what it is. It's just the truth. Nintendo's a company. companies want to make money. And if there is indeed a fighter that is first party in the Smash Fighter Pass for, I guess in this case, character number 5. If it happens to be first party, guess what? Nintendo gets all the profits to that. They get that themselves. They don't have to go share it. They don't have to go out and get the rights for these third-party characters that will cost money. You got to go through licensing, and you got to do paperwork. And, I mean, I'm not saying it's a headache, but it takes time, all right? It takes a little bit of time. Sure, you know, Nintendo goes, yo, hey, Capcom, for example. Yo, Capcom, we want one of your characters in Smash. Capcom's like, yo, yeah, exactly. Who do you want? We want character ABC. All right, sure, deal. Send the paperwork over, or whatever it is. I don't know. That's probably how negotiations work anyway. But anyway, first-party characters, Nintendo gets all the profit. Makes a bit of sense there. Plus, Captain Syrup fills 2 categories here. Females, which are kind of lacking on the roster, and villains, definitely lacking on the roster. 2 categories with 1 character, boom, check mark. I'm all for it if this ever happens. If she happens in a base roster or DLC, especially, I mean, DLC, especially right now, yeah, I'm buying it up. Even if she happens to be one of the characters that will be for the additional DLC, which will be sold in individual packs. If that happens, I'd personally buy that. Like I said, female, villain, done. Plus, the Warrior series kind of deserves a second rep. Plus, playstyle-wise, you know, this pirate, you got a pirate theme. You got gold coins, maybe sacks of money, treasure chests, some other stuff. I don't know too much about the character, but I'm definitely not against her inclusion by any means. So I like the character. I mean, she's grown on me a bit. She's been growing on me a bit, and hey, I love seeing surprises come out of nowhere. And you never know when surprises might hit. Maybe this becomes an upset. At least in my book, it would be Captain Syrup gets. If Captain Syrup outvotes Spyro in this matchup, to me that's an upset. I think a lot of you would probably agree as well. So, speaking of Spyro, Captain Syrup's opponent, Spyro, just a gaming icon, a gaming legend, been around since, mid-late 90s, so it's been around for about a little over 20 years now. Definitely started out on the PlayStation, was a Sony mascot, up there with Crash, kind of like a 1A, 1B, so to speak, if you get what that means, which you should, because they're mascots, and Crash is probably looked at as the face of Sony by many, 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 many people, but Spyro definitely, he wasn't like no second fiddle by any means, but I mean, look, Spyro's up there. Popularity, games turned out extremely well. Big following. I think the first actual Spyro game sold over 5 million copies. Now think about that. Back in 1996? Was that when the game first came out? Sometime in the late 90s. That game sold 5 million copies. That's crazy. There's AAA games that come out now that come out of the gate and maybe they sell 1 million, and that's, I mean, especially for AAA games nowadays with the budgets that they get, with the graphics, with the gameplay and all sorts of stuff, and they just bomb in sales, and it's absolutely crazy. So thinking about 20 years ago, a brand new franchise, a brand new IP selling 5 million copies, that's insane. That's insane. Not Crash insane, but Spyro insane. So that's another point we got to bring up. If you're going to talk Spyro, you probably have to mention Crash in some comparison sort of argument sort of vibe. They both are owned by Activision. Activision does not have a rep. Quite a bit of people actually don't like Activision as a company. And for that, they might not support Activision getting a character in, but maybe you're willing to overlook that because of the character. Maybe negotiations just can go pretty smoothly. Maybe that happens. So that'd be pretty cool to see. Either one of these, I'd be down for in a heartbeat. Give me both actually, because just the sort of PlayStation Nintendo rivalry kind of thing you could finally have. Again, I've always stated this. My personal preference would be to see Crash in Smash Bros. Before Spyro, but if Spyro happens over Crash, I ain't gonna argue either. I mean, come on, Spyro and Crash, who's gonna argue with that, right? Nobody. I don't think nobody's gonna argue with that. Plus a dragon running around on all fours, which is a different sort of playstyle. We don't have a lot of those. Sure, we got Duck Hunt, Ivysaur. Anybody else? Do Ice Climbers count? Because they technically have 4 feet, but they're not quadrupedal, so never mind. But anyway, Spyro, I mean, look, moveset is easy. Spinning, fire, flying, headbutts, tail attacks, wing attacks, different sort of elemental sort of stuff. He's got like, well, what are they called? The firework missiles. You could do. He's got so many really cool things you can make for a unique moveset for a dragon. It's not just breathing fire and charging. There's a lot more to the character. If you've never played any of the Spyro games, you got a chance to. All the games were remade. I believe it's out on the Switch now, the Reignited trilogy. So if you ever feeling like, hey, maybe I should play Spyro, maybe just kind of, if I never got to play the old games, now's the perfect time to. Pick it up on your Switch. Take it out on the go. Isn't that what's great about the Switch? That's what you get to do. Anyway, Spyro would be a great addition. Captain Syrup, I do also feel, would be a great addition. But this one is easy for me. Much rather see Spyro. Nothing against Captain Syrup. It's just, I have, like, Spyro's around the era that I grew up with. Those are the characters that I have way more attachment to. So, plus just to see the potential matchups. Facepalm. But to see Spyro against Mario, Spyro against Cloud, Spyro and Sonic and Mega Man and Pac-Man, all those sorts of characters. Come on, that'd be. Those are dream matches. Maybe they finally happen. Maybe we get them. Maybe we don't. We'll find out though. So for me, Spyro gets my vote pretty easy in this one. But all right, before we end it, a couple things. I should have a second video coming out today. And it's going to be an interesting one. I hope you guys enjoy that. So stay tuned for that. Should be coming out 5.5 hours after this video goes live. So if you're interested in that, at least check it out. Can I tell you what it is? It has something to do with most wanted characters per region. Alright, so I'll break that down in the upcoming video, but that's for later today. Anyway, so that means I guess this video is coming to an end. So what's in store for tomorrow? We're going to have another matchup tomorrow. We will be back with one other matchup. Bandana D will be in tomorrow's matchup. And he will either be facing Crash Bandicoot. Hey, look, Crash and Spyro. But he'll either be facing Crash or he'll be facing King Boo. And I'm very excited to see that because if you don't know, King Boo defeated Crash in the winner's bracket pretty early in the tournament. So we'll see if Crash gets a little bit of redemption, a little bit of revenge. We'll see about that. But the winner gets Bandana Waddle Dee, and that's by no means an easy victory. I don't think anything should be an easy victory at this point, especially how far we are into the tournament. Speaking of tournaments, some people have been asking, when's the new tournament starting? Monday. I'm hoping to have a separate video, maybe like a second video Friday or Saturday. I'll explain everybody who's in the tournament, and then, I'll tell you more about it and all that sort of jazz. But anyway, that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. I look forward to your votes. And hopefully we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.